When we got back into government, we came into the system with about 70,000 pending applications. So you can imagine the magnitude of the work. So housing continues. And this is our mandate.
That was Minister of Housing and Water Collin Croal last Friday on the sideline of the Housing Realize exercise in Berbice, reiterated that the government's top priority is to provide housing for persons to establish themselves and grow as a family within a comfortable environment. This comment comes on the heels of persons receiving their house lots after years of their applications being in the system. Croal alluded to the enormous number of pending applications after returning to office in 2020.
The reality is, most of the old applicants that are there, there are two things. One, maybe their information is not up to date. So when they were being contacted at one point in time, they were not contactable. And secondly, and most of this I've proven it many times, at one point or the other, they would have been contacted and offered an area.
The minister stated that areas such as Amelia's Ward, Linden, Essequibo, and Bartica have been identified to begin first base infrastructural works for roads, culverts, drainage, electricity, and water for the pipe networks are very costly.
For next year, at a minimum, we'll have the Baltiok scheme the Baltiok area that we allocated before. We have the Shieldstone here now, and then there's a small portion in Burma that we are allocating. In that collective alone, those three, the initial estimate is about 4 billion plus.
The housing minister added that his ministry finds it very easy to produce their budget since it is matched towards their work program. The team receives the engineering estimates, which then goes to tender. This process aids in distribution of resources for new and existing areas as input for the reading of the national budget. While Croal touts the prosperous housing sector, the previous administration's Minister of Communities, Ronald Bolkan, during the coalition's 2015 to 2020 reign, said on the program Budget in Focus that the current PPPC government's housing plans were overly ambitious. He claimed that over the last 20 years during the PPPC's government, approximately 66,000 house lots were distributed, but saw 28,000 of these house lots being unoccupied. Adding to that, there was a non-occupancy rate of 45%, which according to the then minister was quite high. This is Renata Burnette reporting for HGP Nightly News.